I get hey, what are you doing? I'm interested, how do I sign up? And then I get all that, and then they don't want anything to do with it. Like they go MIA, and then I'm like, hey, remember? And they're like, oh, I'm waiting for taxes or this or that. And I'm just like, I feel like for the last 2 months, I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna step back.
Yeah.
So do I just continue what I'm doing? And
yeah, I would probably want to see like some of your conversations and just see if there's something like, that maybe we're missing the mark in, that we could work on your wording and stuff like that. I mean, when I first started, I like anytime somebody would like even show remote interest, I would send them like 16 paragraphs about everything. And I go back to those messages now and I'm like, no wonder, like I would just, read like the encyclopedia to them about Shakeology and stuff, and like never would just take the time to find out what their needs were. So that's always what I do first. Like if I have anybody that says like, oh my gosh, what are you doing? Or, oh, I'd love to hear a little bit more. I ask them why. Like what interests you about this? Like I always start with why. And that just kind of, people love to talk about themselves. And when you say, like, why are you interested in like losing weight, or what is, what's your drive to do a challenge group with me? Or, what are you interested in? They will gladly tell you, I've struggled with weight loss. I've struggled with nutrition. I have this, a whole list of things. And then I'm literally a sounding board for the first little bit of the conversation. Tell me your issues, tell me your struggles. And I was just I don't know if I said this the other day on the live video, but sell the solution you have, not the product. So I always just try to find out what it is exactly. And then I give them that solution. So if their struggle is nutrition, then I'm like, well, let me just tell you a little bit about meal planning and how important it is to plan out your meals, and how important it is to use portion control, and how you don't have to worry about counting points or calories or macros or anything like that. And I try to just really simplify things for them. If they're like, oh, I've always struggled with fitness and I jump from one thing to the next and I've never stuck with anything. Oh, awesome. Well, let me tell you a little bit about like what you can do for consistency with workouts, and how accountability has been the glue that has held it together for me, and I don't usually dive into anything. Like I don't usually use the word Beachbody or Shakeology until I know that they are like, yes, like I am 100%. Not that there's anything wrong with Beachbody and Shakeology, but I think that there have been sometimes it can leave a bad taste in someone's mouth if they've had a bad experience in the past, or if, they've had another coach approach them in a pushy kind of way. And I think, when you can be the support system and the resource for them, to kind of show them like, hey, I can teach you how to meal plan. I can teach you how to choose healthier choices. I can work with you on workouts, and we can get into a schedule and stuff. Then I think that really just shows them that you are here for support and encouragement, and not here for like a sales challenge pack, So yeah, I think probably taking a look at some of your conversations. We have posted some conversation script type stuff in the groups. I'm kind of a fly by the seat of my pants girl. I don't like to follow a script too much. But there are some pretty similar things that I say during a conversation with people. That 5-step invitation process can be very robotic if you literally copy and paste, but I do follow why. I do follow that forming, where we talk about family, then occupation, then recreation, and then message. Because I think it is important to build a relationship. But I do kind of tweak and use things my own certain way. So,
and I've been doing that as well. I lean on Jill a lot, and I do the same. Mm-hmm. Where I'm like, I'm going to use this, but then I'm going to tweak it towards the right audience, and so that's
So right. That's what I do. And then just just consistency with messages and follow-ups and inviting and stuff. Like I showed you guys on my video the other day that I keep a running list of my, like my account, like people that like and comment on my posts. So then like for the month of May. So I started, when people start liking and commenting on my posts, I just start writing them down. Like, so these 3, so I do like, I use highlighters in a notebook: new coach, new challenger, new contact. And then when I message them, I highlight that, like for what color. So like I had these 3 or these 4 people like my coaching post. So I'm going to go to them and I'm going to send them a message potentially about coaching, since they liked my coaching post. And then like new challenger, like this is a person who's a new challenger, who's interested in fitness. And then I just do that every month. Like, I mean, I can, this is back in February where I go through and then, ideally, you get to 100 and it's usually for every 10 people that you invite, you get 1 yes. And I know those odds sound like kind of crappy, but that's real life as far as this business goes.
I'd love to get 1 yes. So I'm going to work on that.
Yeah. So, I mean, the consistency, and then I just always make sure that I have somebody new to talk to. So in order for me to have somebody new to talk to, I add at least 3 to 10 new contacts a day. Now, I don't just go and like Facebook says like suggested friends. I don't just add all those people, because you can technically get in Facebook jail for like adding, boatloads of people every day. So I'll go into a mom's group that I'm in, or like a buy sell trade group, and like I'll add, a person here, a couple people there, and little things like that, just to help grow my friends list. I started in 2014 with like 430 people on my friends list, and I have about 1750 now. So just over time. And a lot of my new challengers and even some of my coaches have been new contacts, people that I haven't known before I started. So it just goes to show you, like, and I think I say this on my calls and stuff all the time, that if you're having like an issue with finding people like within your friends list, then I'm like, then you need more people. Like if you can't find people, then you need to continue to grow your market. So I had a coach last year who, I want to say she started with like 90 friends on her friend list, and over the course of a year grew her friend list by like 700 people, and then was having new coaches or new challengers every month. So just from, growing her friends list, because she was like, I don't have any friends. I don't know enough people. And I was like, girl, just start adding people. And she did. And it, the process works. So anyway, what else? I feel like I just went off there.
Oh, you're good. It's good. Yeah. I'm going to start doing that, because that's what Jill suggested is, add myself into groups, and then they're called groups, and then just add random people, and then be like, hey, this is what I'm offering, because now I live in the country, so we're growing our own food. It's a new experience for me, because again, I'm about 10 to 15 minutes away from any grocery store. And she's like, show those things, show that you can get eggs from an actual hen, in your yard, and in which I have, oh my God, I have so many eggs in my fridge right now, or vegetables or whatever. And so she's like, just keep adding people and showing them what you're doing. And eventually, because I've been more serious now about it. So maybe everyone will see that. Yeah.
I think, and that, like I said, that consistency, that just, sharing, just little glimpses into your life, little things that, and sometimes, like, I like to plan my weeks out. I like to plan out, sit down on Sunday night and write, I know that I'm going to do a post about this week, a post about this, a post about this. And I try to plan out my week. So that way I have some posts kind of in my brain already. So that way I'm not just like, oh, I know I need to post something on Facebook, so like hurry up and post something that doesn't have any meaning. But
I get yelled at all the time. Not yelled at, but Jill's like, put that post, add a picture to that post. It was great, but show interest.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. So I'm scrambling to find a photo because I go back to a lot of my stuff too. And I'm like, okay, good idea. And then she'll like it, and then I'll like her stuff, and we show consistency on that. So
yeah,
I just need to start planning better.
yeah. And there's, that takes time. I mean, that takes, it takes just getting into a habit, just like everything else, just, to start, to start kind of writing things out. I do use this little thing I got in the dollar bin at Target. It's like a weekly to do. And I do like Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And I just write out like, some things I need to do for the week and kind of just write out an idea for my posts. And, like I know that on Wednesdays, I usually do a challenge group invite. I know on Sundays, I usually do a challenge group invite. And then I just, I put my schedule in there, like of certain things that I have. Like I know I have a doctor appointment this Wednesday, and I might even use that in a post. Or I know I have, a Mother's Day thing at school with my kids on Friday, so I'm probably going to talk about the coaching opportunity and staying home with my kids. So like little things like that, I plan out. And then I just, so that way it helps me stay a little bit more organized. And then I don't know what I was going to say, but no, I think that's great. Like, especially with you, like growing your own food, talking about stuff like that, talking about, local, like farm to table type stuff. There's a huge interest in that right now.
Right.
So the more you can share, we don't all have to be experts in everything, but like there are things that people are like, I don't know anything about like sewing anything. Like anytime somebody rips something, my husband sews it because I don't know anything about using the needle or a thread.
I had a 6-year-old tell me she could sew better than me today. I was like, 6 years old, I'm 30, come on. So yeah.
I'm not going to learn. I don't really care to learn how to sew.
You can do it. It's fine.
But, like if I wanted to, I know that there are a ton of people on my friends list that have like posted, something that they've made for their kids or something like that I could go to as a resource. So, so I always think about that. I know that there are a ton of Beachbody coaches that know quite a bit about fitness and nutrition, but, what is it about me? What is it about us that makes us unique and that makes us, what little things, would people look to us as a resource for? So I just try to consider things like that whenever I do my posts. I know I'm a busy mom. I know I'm kind of nutty. I know I have anxiety. And I know, my life is chaos and my husband travels. So I try to share, and I'm a nurse. So I try to share a little bit about those little things because I feel like that's why a lot of my market follows me. So, So yeah, Amber,
I need to find common ground. Yes, Amber. We're all doing the talking. What about you?
Oh, girl, you're like choppy and frozen up a little bit. Uh-oh.
She's smiling.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, you're fine.
No, we're going down pretty much road, so service kind of bike.
Oh. I can't. Now you're excited. You're like, oh.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. No, you're fine.
Okay. We're in back roads. I told you we were picking up dinner, and I was trying to respond. I don't really have questions because a lot of what you guys were just talking about are still areas that I struggle with. And that you had about anybody that liked to post, like writing their name down, and actually my issue is going back and making that connection and talking to them afterwards. And now I've made my stuff public, so when I make these posts, like I have friends of friends that I don't know liking my posts.
Yeah.
And I'm going, okay, well, I know I need to reach out to that person.
Right.
I just haven't got it together in my brain to actually do it, if that makes sense. So
I think Amber and I are in the same boat because I think I made myself public, but I've lived the Facebook life of, only friend with the people that and and now I'm like, listen, if I need to get more people, I need to go back and like make friends with strangers and not be afraid to make this connection, because that stranger, a friend of a friend, might need your help. So I feel Amber on that one. Yeah.
Yeah. I think, you know, and I usually, like, if I have somebody who may like my post or something and they're not my friend, then I'll add them. And I'll even send them a message and I'll say, like, I'm not sure exactly how we know each other, but I saw we had some friends in common. And I just wanted to say hi, like, you know, try to look and see where they're from, see if there's something that, you know, or I'll ask, like, how do you know Amber? Like, you know, if, of course, I'm not like adding Amber's friends, but I mean, you know, like
Amber's like, bye.
And you're able to reach them in ways that I can't. Go for it.
But yeah, like I usually just send, like, I'll just send a little message, and just kind of start a conversation, and without any intent of it going anywhere, because it is, I think it's like, I want to say it's like the 13th like exposure is what, you know, that somebody usually will show interest after like the 13th exposure, meaning like not that you've messaged them 13 times, but like, you know, they've seen it. They've seen a post, they've seen something that you've done, they've seen, you know, maybe you've talked to them once or twice, and, you know, finally they get that like spark that's like, okay, like I've got to do something. So that goes back to being consistent and showing them, you know, I'm here for the long haul.
Right.
But yeah, usually it takes multiple exposures to get somebody like on board. So
and that's probably how I started up again, was that way, is seeing Jill posting things and I was like, no, it was expensive. And then I was like, you know what, it was a positive from before. And then I know her, and then most of the women in our group are women that I know, and then there are strangers, of course, you know, that I'm like, you know them, but I don't know them. But I like that, because you just finally, you know, they were like, oh, I gotta do it, you know, gotta work out.
And so a little bit part of that, let me see if I can pull it up real quick, that get a yes thing. Hold on just a second. If I can find it. I'll have to look for it, but
I think my problem also is I'll post something and then I get no likes. I get no, and I'm like, you know, come on, you all should be liking this. And, you know, but I know I need to just be, because people probably don't believe it at the moment. I have friends that are like, I'd rather go to the gym, or I have, you know, family that kind of mocks me. And I'm like, you know, but look at me, you know, I don't know. It's just like a shake up. You know?
And you know what? Like, I did a post yesterday morning after our team call, and it was like really heartfelt about, you know, I did a post about, I don't know if you saw it, Amber, it was like little girls with dreams become women with a vision. And I talked about how important it is to like have your vision, and like, you know, how sometimes our vision gets blurred along the way. And I had 2 likes, and I'm like, what? Like, that's it?
Right. So, all of you snap out of it.
I have to check, like, did I accidentally not make that public? No, it was public as can be. Like, I'm like, okay, I guess I won't post about vision anymore, because apparently nobody likes that. So
no, I haven't seen that yet. I just got on enough to check our group because I've been out of town. So I just did enough to check our group and check in. And that like,
you gotta go back, Amber. You gotta check.
Well,
I will. I'll go back and look at it.
You didn't miss much. It's not really.
And then like it. So there's 3 dots.
Okay, so I did want to talk about, and this is in that Get a Yes training that I'm going to post this week. But finding that purpose whenever you talk to them, frame the discussion. There's like a little 7 need discovery. So basically, you're helping people with to grasp the need, to identify a need that they have, and whenever you can help them identify that need, and then their need, like there's like need and cost, and like when need is greater than cost, like that's when they'll see the value and they'll appreciate the need, and cost won't make a difference. So when you can help them identify their need, like maybe it's they want to lose 50 pounds, but they don't really care enough to because cost is too much of an issue. So when you can help them overcome, you know, like the cost issues and show them the importance of the accountability, the value that you provide as their coach, not just for, you know, 30 days, but for a lifetime, when you can show them, you know, how valuable this has been to you, how, you know, just Shakeology has made such a world of difference, and nutrition and things like that, and help them come to terms with, like, you know, would you rather have 50 pounds extra on your body or $160 less in your bank account? You know, like when you can kind of help weigh the decision, and help them understand the value of what it is. So just real quick, 7 little steps here, and you don't have to write this down because I'll post this training this week. From a health and fitness standpoint, what are you facing right now? Know why it's a problem and how big. So asking them, you know, how is this a problem for you, or why is this a goal for you? Understanding their impact. So say they're like, you know, I don't have the energy to play with my kids. Or, you know, I'd really like some more energy. You ask them, like, how is that impacting you? And then, you know, who or what else does it impact? Understanding not just the internal impact, but the external impact too. And then knowing the desired outcome. What would success with weight loss, muscle gain, whatever it is, look like for you? And then identify their constraints. What has stopped you from succeeding with this before? You know, what struggles have you had in the past? Why haven't you, you know, what have you tried and failed at? You know, just kind of identifying exactly what it is that they are struggling with, and then being able to provide that solution. Create vision and excitement. If you were successful at, you know, losing 50 pounds, what would you gain? So kind of helping them paint that picture of what it would look like for them to achieve that goal, and who else would it impact. I think that's the biggest thing. If I'm talking to a mom and she's like, I just want to, like, play soccer with my kids, and that's a huge struggle for her, then I help her understand the impact that it would have for her family and for herself, for her personal self-esteem, emotion, and things like that, to be able to achieve that goal. So that way they're not just seeing, like, I have to pay $150 or $160, you know, to do this group that I'll probably fail at because I've always failed at things before. When you can teach them the impact of what this can look like, and how it does take some time and effort, and it does take some work, but, you know, it's not just 30 days and done. But it's a long-term, you know, lifestyle commitment, and you're here to help them every step of the way. I have this real quick, and then I'll let you guys go. Do you guys have any other questions or anything I can address?
Not at the moment, Amber?
No, because, like, some of the stuff I've realized, like, I have a friend that says she wants to do it. I think she loves her really rich foods a little too much, and that's where she struggles, is she'd have to eat healthier, and she doesn't want to. She wants to lose weight, but she wants to eat the fried chicken and the burgers and all sorts of really, I mean, just fried and cheese and all sorts of stuff. So, and I'm just starting to get to the point where I'm realizing it doesn't matter what I say or what I do or how much weight I lose or anything like that. It's not a priority to her.
Yeah. And I've dealt with that too, Amber. I know that those friends, those people that are like, well, that's it. You know what? I like all of my alcohol. I like all of my fried food. Yeah. I mean, girl, let me tell you, I am a beer drinker that I'm trying to not be. You know, I'm going to try to eliminate that from my life. But, you know, yeah, I would love to just eat fried food every day. But then I feel terrible, and then I don't go on. But I have those friends that are, that's it. I don't care. I'm going to be fat forever. I'm going to make fat pretty. And I'm like, you can be pretty. And you can not have to be super skinny, but, like, don't you want to live and be able to walk, and at 80, you know, or at 50, you know, just live? And people it's easy to be fat, of course. But I mean, who is truly happy at, you know, 300 to 400 pounds? Like, you know, I saw a picture and they're trying to make clothing cute on these big girls. And I'm like, that's fine. They were beautiful women, but, like, why are you trying to be that that life, you know, and it's, oh, I want to shake those people too, Amber, but can't be mean, you know?
Well, and you're right, Amber, like it's totally about priorities, and unfortunately, like you can't change someone's priorities. They have to realize it for themselves, you know? And
Yeah.
And you can kind of, I combat a lot of that stuff in my public posts. Like if somebody tells me like, you know, price is an objection, then I'll do a post the next day about why price is like a stupid objection. Like why
Yeah.
$160 for, you know, all of that is just, you know, it's ridiculous. Why people would be like, I don't, you know, and then same thing with priority. Like, you know, whenever you say like, I don't have time to work out, instead of saying I don't have time, try saying it's not a priority for me to work out and see how that feels.
Yeah.
Like whatever that quote is, that's like that.
Yeah. Yeah. I have that thing.
Like that's something, you know, whenever people, I didn't have fitness as a priority for a lot of my life and just until recently. So, and I'm not afraid to share that. I'm not afraid to share that like it wasn't a priority for me. And I think, you know, and that's, sometimes you have to be kind of bold like that when you talk about it, because people like can really relate to that. So,
yeah.
Unfortunately, like you just keep doing your thing, and whenever it is a priority, you know, they're going to know who to come to.
Oh, yeah.
I had a quote that I was going to share with you guys, and I can't seem to find it. Something about like 30 days isn't enough to change your life, but it's enough time to start. Something like that. But I was trying to look for it. I did a training last month and we had talked about that. If I find it, I'll post it. But yeah, so anyway, long-term goals and helping people with those long-term commitments. So
yeah, if this was a quick fix and everything, you lost all the weight in 30 days, people would never keep up with it.
Right. Yeah, exactly. They'd be one and done. So, and I think that's unfortunate that our society like has become such a quick fix society. And I think that's probably, people realize that they're going to have to work for it. And that's unfortunately a downfall sometimes. Like that's why certain companies that sell quick fixes
make so much
money. So
yeah,
preying on people's quick fix needs when, I don't know. I don't even want to get into that.
Yeah.
It's a whole nother call.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
we'll be on forever. No, it'll be good.
Like my mother is one of those quick fix, and she did one round of the 21-day fix, and she's like, yeah, I think I have my portion control down for like permanently. And I'm like, I've been doing this for 9 months, and I'm going, how did you think that you had this done in 21 days?
Right.
Yeah.
She's put on all the weight back, and I'm going, obviously you didn't have it if you're putting on the weight. Obviously. And love her, and I'm going, Mom, really?
Yeah, I know.
Get off my car. I'm not, my dog's jumping on my van.
Oh gosh. All right. Well, you guys have a good night. Any questions? I did start recording a little bit into this call, so I'll post the recording. Anybody has any questions, post them in the comments, and we will just keep on rolling.
Yes, thank you. And I'm going to stay with you, Ashley. I'm going to send you maybe some conversations privately. So
yeah, definitely. If you want to post them in the group, you can. Like screenshot and post them in the group and stuff, you're more than welcome to. You can send them to me privately. I have like a crap ton of work to do tonight, so I may not get them done tonight. So, so we'll plan on like hopefully tomorrow. But you guys have a wonderful night. Thanks so much for getting on the call.
Well, bye. Thank you.
All right. Bye, ladies.
Bye.
Bye.